Hi everyone, so I am having some difficulty making this video. I have made this video at least 10, maybe 12 times already, and every single time I finish it I'm like, no, this is not what I was going to say, this is not how I want to end, this is not what I want to do, and it's just a really hard video to make, and I hope you guys can see me because the lighting is really awkward because it's like 9:30 at night. So yeah, quick. I'm trying to do this really short and sweet, and well, it's not going to be sweet, it's going to be bitter, but just give you guys a quick introduction on what's going on in our lives, because I haven't made a video in almost 3 months because Brooke is going to turn 8-month-old tomorrow, and she's such a beautiful little sweet girl. She still has no hair, but she's really cute. Yeah, basically a lot is going on in our lives right now, and to just like hit the ground running, I don't even know how to explain that. Rob and I are going to file for a divorce, and that's probably not what you guys were hoping for, but yeah. A lot has happened, and I will probably make like a little separate video on like a timeline and everything like that what happened, or maybe I won't, I don't know. Basically what happened is Rob and I were not really getting along. We're all getting along. We really are still like, I don't know, we still have the same interests and everything like that, but we definitely did not have the same vision for our future. He was very acting like a bachelor, going out to parties every single time and doing some city stuff, and I was really being at home and just, you know, being the boring housewife and not seeing what my husband was doing. And eventually that caught up on us, and I told Rob that he was being replaceable. I felt like he wasn't there for our family, he was rather doing something else, and he admitted to escaping the hectic of our family life. And I gave him one more chance, because obviously this conversation happened a lot of times, and 6 weeks ago I sat him down. It's like, you're not changing, you're being very replaceable, and you're being rude to the kids, you're being rude to me, we're not seeing any of your paycheck, I don't know what the heck you're doing, but this is not okay. And I'm half a foot out the door. I'm looking into divorce things, I'm looking into arrangements for stuff like that, so you better need to get your act together. And at that point he said, well, do you have any other questions to know that you want to ask me if I need to start cleaning? I'm like, what do you mean, do you have any questions for you? And like, should I know anything? And he kind of just put a shitload on me that had to do with betrayal and cheating and like really dark, bad stuff you should not do if you're married. And I was in shock, and I was really hurt. I am really hurt. I wouldn't be crying if I wasn't hurt. I felt betrayal. I am embarrassed almost for having that happen to me. I feel sad, I'm angry, I'm disappointed in him, and disappointed in myself for not realizing this, even though so many people like gave me heads up, like, whatever's going on in your relationship is not okay. Like, it's not okay if your husband goes out to party an entire weekend and you just don't even care like what he's doing, to who he's doing it with, which is, you know, in hindsight it's pretty true. But after that I kind of asked him to leave and stay with his mom for a while, and we kind of went to separate therapy. And one of Rob's friends who heard about what happened, and one of Rob's closest friends actually, Rob told him what happened, that he was currently staying with his mom. He suggested, or he brought up the idea that Rob might have a sex addiction, and we kind of went, or actually Rob went into looking into that, and he actually took the questionnaire, and he was supposed to have like, I don't know, 5 or maybe like 10 questions out of the 55. If he answered those with yes, then he should have an introduction, or he should have to do like an intake at that clinic. He had 40 of the 55 questions answered with yes, so he definitely needed an intake. And once he did, a couple days later he was officially diagnosed, or what I'm going to call it, and they offered him a treatment, and he had like a couple days to think about that, but he basically signed it right off the bat because he really wanted to work on it. And it was one of my demands, like, if you want any hope of our marriage succeeding, that's what you have to do. And after a few days after that I went to therapy myself, and basically with a therapist we came to the conclusion that I am a typical pleaser. And with pleasing, you basically allow other people to step over your boundaries in order for me to feel loved. Like, I feel like if I let people do whatever the heck they want and I please them, they'll like me. And what a pleaser does is eventually people step over your boundaries so much that you have an explosion. So you get really angry at someone, and you can also say, no, I don't have to do anything, and I won't do anything, and you can just like go to hell. And then after that, you feel really guilty for exploding, and you kind of just like put the guilt at yourself, like, oh my god, I shouldn't have done it, and it's all my fault, and then you start pleasing again. For some reason, that probably has to do with my past and how my parents got divorced, I don't get angry, which is the main reason why I went to therapy, because I wasn't angry with Rob. I just was really disappointed, was really sad, and I was angry for what he did to the kids, but not for what he did to me. But after that conversation, or after that session, it became very clear that Rob and I have a very toxic relationship. He is someone who likes to step over the boundaries, who likes to push them, who likes to stretch them, and I'm one who have a hard time putting up boundaries. So we're in a very toxic relationship, and at that point we kind of on both sides agreed that we should rather just like split as friends than, you know, completely destroy each other, because I was really not in a good place at that point. Still not actually. So at that point we kind of just started arranging everything for a divorce, which is 2 weeks ago. I actually very quickly found a rental that we could probably live in. Logan and I. Starting January 1st. It does need some tender loving care, but needs a little painting, needs a little bit of work. But it's right across the street, which will be amazing for the kids, because they would still be right around daycare, right around their babysitter, like right around all of their friends. It would be amazing. And they actually would improve in rooms, so that was also a good thing. And this happens to go really fast like that. Rob is actually enrolled into treatment right now. He's going to 3 to 4 sessions a week right now, which is a lot. But he needs it. He needs all the help he can get. And we've been working on like a parental arrangement for the kids. There's no such thing as co-parenting, because Rob cannot have them 50% of the time. So yeah, we're basically like setting up an arrangement, a custody agreement that we can both live with, and basically for the kids we all agree on everything. Because now, if you get a divorce, you need to make a parental plan, like when they go to who and what they're supposed to be doing, and who takes care of what, and how much alimony should be paid, and or child support should be paid, and how much you know, who helps with what, and like who takes care of the birthdays and everything like that. So we are agreeing on that practically 100%. The only thing we're not agreeing on are the finances of this house. I believe neither I nor Rob can pay for this mortgage. Rob could pay for the mortgage, but he could not buy me out of this house, which is kind of necessary. But we're going to have another conversation about that tonight. And the other thing we are right now currently struggling with is the STD test that I took last week. I got the results in today, and everything looks clean except for syphilis. The doctor could not read the results. I'm not really sure what that means. I know the lab checks results, and then my GP just has to read off the screen, but my GP could not understand what they wrote down about that. So he's like, I'm really confused about the results they gave for that. I cannot say it's like positive, but I cannot say it's negative either. So I have to like call them back, and if you could call me back on Monday, that would be great. And now I'm really concerned, because if I do have syphilis, and obviously I got it from Rob, and then the question is, when did I get it from him? Because if I got it before any of my pregnancies, or just if I got it between Logan and Brooke, that means Brooke, or even like if I got it before Logan, then my kids are exposed to that. I mean, obviously if you've got pregnant with that, then that would be horrible. They could really have some brain damage or stuff like that, and then later on it'll be really not good. So I'm really concerned about that, and it really puts a lot of pressure on our friendly divorce, because I don't feel so friendly right now. I mean, like I mentioned, do not talk to my kids. Like I get angry for my kids, but I don't get angry because he does something to me. The only time that I got really pissed off, I got pissed off twice in the last 3 weeks by him. Once was when he just came clean, and 2 days later I had to bring Logan to daycare, and Logan clammed on me like I was his life support. And he never does that. Like usually I have to like pull him away from the toy and like, Mommy's gonna go, bye. And he's like, yeah, go away. And now he was like clutching me like on my face, like pulling onto me like, don't you dare leave me. And I had to go to work. Like I literally was like sitting there for like half an hour trying to get away, and eventually the daycare teacher had to like hold him. Like 2 people had to like pull his hands off me so I can go. And he was like crying and screaming for me. It was like breaking my heart. And I was walking home, and that was the first time I actually felt angry. I was like, how dare you do this to your children? How dare you? Like, who the heck who you think you are. You guys do that to anyone. Like, that's not okay. Like, they did not deserve that. Like, not that I deserved any of the shit he pulled, but that is definitely bad. And yeah, I got angry every single time. Basically, he does something that I find unfair to the kids. So yeah, we are trying to do a friendly divorce right now, but it's really challenging at the moment. I know it's the best for the kids, so that's what I'm trying to hold on to. I don't want anyone to think that I'm divorcing him just because of sexual addiction, because that's not the case. It's a lot more. It's like, he didn't become someone who pushes on boundaries or stretches boundaries because he has an addiction. He got an addiction because this is what he does. This is who he is, and he got carried away with that a lot. Like, he put thousands of euros in that, and he put so much time in that. Like, he was doing this for 2.5 hours a day. I did not know that at all. I had like an inkling that he was having a little bit of a distorted relationship with, or a look on sex, but I didn't really think he was that far down the drain already. So but that's not the case. The case is that I don't know how to put up boundaries really well, and he's one that like stretches them out to as far as he can, and that sounds really unhealthy. Along with all the things that happened before, there's like no trust. There's like, I don't feel respected by him. I don't feel appreciated by him. I don't feel I could trust him. I don't feel like I'm safe with him. I don't think my kids are safe with him right now. I just don't see how we're gonna fix everything. Like, me not setting boundaries and him pushing the boundaries and stretching them, and then raising 2 young children. Like, I just don't see that. So I will give you guys more updates when I know more, and I'll definitely make another video more into detail. But yeah, that's that for this video. Bye everyone.